It's officially here, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Black Swan moment. This is where I want to go over a number of stuff, since there is likely still some pain in this market in the short term. I really want to discuss the more macro side of things. I'll describe the potential duration of this and then what to anticipate moving ahead. First and foremost, the market is sold off, correct? There's a crash. The everyday appears like this. Today, some losses are in the double digits. This is how the weekly appears. Naturally, this is how the monthly seems. Many antique coins are suffering greatly now, and the market is a sea of red. This is how the daily looks. Bitcoin is at approximately 103K. XRP is at about 2,300, and the rest of the list is unquestionably going. Continue with today's losses. In fact, the 24-hour is where you can witness the most daily losses. It's quite important. Some are down 5 to 10%, you know. This is due to the arrival of the Black Swan occurrence. Although we would have preferred to avoid this, it is what it is. Now, if we go over here, we can see that the cryptocurrency market is worth 3.21 trillion. Fear and greed have now fallen to roughly 43 remaining. In neutral area, this represents the daily appearance of Bitcoin. At around 5 o'clock this afternoon, we had a deep red candle. We will discuss why. We have a nice little bounce here after WIC drops all the way down to about 100, which is roughly 100.9K, almost 1101K exact. It goes. Without saying that many people will remark, okay, well that's it. Officially, we're bottomed out. We're doing fine. You know, it's time to start the pump now, etc. I think we hear it all the time. Yes, that was our final significant market decline. Right now, everything will go haywire, or hey, we'll just need another big swing low. There won't be another crash. There will never be another correction or setback. This is something that truly bothers me because, as you may know, there are a lot of influences in this market who say, okay, let's have another crash. That's all. The last crash was that one. When we look back in time and observe that this occurs cycle after cycle, how can we claim that had a number of crashes in between? Nevertheless, do I believe that this is the final major decline before we see a pleasant upward trajectory for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? Given the current level of fear and the panicked state of the market as a whole, it most certainly could be. This might very well be the final significant leg of surrender, prior to a few additional pullbacks after the cycle's largest advance. For instance, there have been roughly 4 or 5 significant declines over previous coin cycles and, if you will, the 4-year cycle of the cryptocurrency bull run. There are roughly 20 to 30% swing lows and 4 or 5 significant swing lows if you're following the 4-year cycle. We're not at 30 to 40% lows or anything similar at the moment. We'll discuss that here shortly. We will examine the charts, but the main event of the day that is causing this sell-off and crash is the numerous articles that are coming out, many of which are from the New York Times. If you are familiar with the New York Times, you already know that this is absurd. All right. According to the New York Times, the United States has declared war on Iran, and Donald J. Trump's post on Truth Social is to blame for this. We have breaking news that Trump claims the U.S. destroyed 3 nuclear sites in Iran, Esfahan, Natanz, and Firdau. Additionally, we have successfully attacked 3 nuclear installations in Iran: Isfahan, Natanz, and Firdau. All aircraft have left Iran's airspace. The main location, Firdau, was hit by a full payload of bombs. Every jet is safely returning home. Kudos to our outstanding American soldiers. No other military in the world could have accomplished this. The time for peace is now. I appreciate you taking the time to consider this. Again, the U.S.'s recent attack on Iran is effectively causing a war to break out. And the question here is, to what extent will this become exaggerated? Will there be discussions resulting from this that suggest things may be beginning to settle down because we also have this? Or is this going to be a full-on escalation? Which was that I would be speaking to the country about our extremely successful military operation in Iran at 10 p.m. at the White House. For Israel, the United States, and the entire globe, this is a historic moment. This war must now be ended by Iran's consent. Thank you. What occurs then if they disagree? Well, then we suddenly start a war. Things may get really bad. I want everyone to realize that things could get really bad before they get better. What will happen? With this is the question now. First and foremost, we will undoubtedly be watching what transpires at 10 p.m. We will already be aware of what this is in terms of what he says and what we will do next when this video goes public. How terrible could this get, though, is the key question here. As of right now, I believe that we are still experiencing some pain. This isn't a bottom, in my opinion, not in my opinion. All okay, everything is fine, we can start the pump up once more. This is free, by the way, and it's the major thing I was looking at and the main thing I said in the Discord. This material is available to all of you for free. At 8:21 p.m. yesterday, I made this post. I mentioned that I haven't posted any charts here in much too long, but let's have a look at something. Targeting the lower demand zone could be difficult, as Bitcoin is currently in this enlarged range. Additionally, this would coincide with the retracement levels of 702 and 618. The reason I think XRP hits $1.80 roughly and HBAR sees sub 10 cents one more time is because ALTs will be destroyed if we see a flush on Bitcoin down to the mid to high 80K range. For example, that will be the last significant time that we see $1.80 and less than 10 cents on HBAR, which is why I stated one last time. After this cycle, the price action should actually be considerably higher. That final big flush would be this one. It causes the tree to tremble the most just before the cycle's largest movement. We will never witness another huge flush like this one. This is the final significant step before we start the massive